Hi, this is Sheri and Richerson from experimentalhomesteader.com, and I'm going to be making some maple candy that includes one ingredient, pure maple syrup. And this maple syrup is maple syrup that I tapped from a tree in my garden, a maple tree, and that I boiled down the sap then and made syrup. So I'm going to be using 2 cups of maple syrup, which is what I have sitting here. And I'm going to be basically bringing it to 235 degrees in my stainless steel pan while, just bringing it up, stirring it, making sure it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to cool it to 175 degrees. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of whipping. Probably using this whisk. This is a silicone coated whisk, by the way, until it becomes thick and creamy. And then I'm going to pour it into these molds, which I need to tell you, I did receive these for free in exchange for my honest opinion or honest review. All opinions are my own. These right here, they come in a lot of colors. If you've been watching my unboxing video, you saw me unbox these. Okay, these are the Miren reusable non-stick mini silicone baking cups. Okay, there are 24 of these. They come in 6 different vibrant colors. You can use these to make muffins, truffles, candies, cupcakes, anything that you would want to mold this small. And you could do Jello. There's a lot of non-food items that you can use these for too. Candle making, soap making, little bars of lotion. So these really do have a lot of use. I would just suggest that you either use them in your kitchen for food items, or you take them out of your kitchen and keep them strictly in your craft room. So with that said, and I am going to put them on a sturdy tray so that I can move them from this point over to my table where I'm going to allow them to cool instead of trying to pick up these silicone molds when they're hot. So with that said, let me go ahead and open up my maple syrup. If you don't know how much maple syrup you have, then you will need to measure. And I would not use the store-bought because it has a lot of extra items in it. Sometimes you can look at the ingredient label. Like I said, this is from my own garden. Lots of people make maple syrup and sell it. So it is possible to get it if you don't want to make your own. I think I have seen some in stores that is actually pure maple syrup. So like I said, just, look, the only thing that should be in it is maple sap, which they may just call maple syrup. But I put nothing else in mine. Okay. Now that I have this out of my bottles, I'm going to go ahead and get my candy thermometer ready. Turn on my burner to about medium. And I am going to whisk this to help it get together. I don't want to do this a lot. I just want to mix the 2 different syrups together since they came out of 2 different containers. And they do settle when they set a little bit. So I have that done. I am going to use some spray butter and a silicone brush to just lubricate the inside of these molds. I don't know that it's necessary, but it's one of those things that it's not going to hurt. So while I'm waiting on this to come up to temperature, I'm going to go ahead and get my molds buttered and ready to go because this is going to be a pretty fast process once the candy's ready to pour. Okay, so my maple syrup has finally reached 235 degrees. It is boiling, as you can see. And I'm just going to set this back here, turn the heat off, and I'm going to allow this to cool to 175 degrees. I have my little Miren pans, little reusable non-stick mini silicone baking cups, buttered. and ready to go. I have set them here on this cookie sheet. And as soon as this reaches 175 degrees, I'm going to take my silicone whip. I'm going to whip it. And then I'm going to pour the candies into these little molds. We're going to set them aside and let them cool and unmold them. I don't think I have enough there in that pan to fill as many of these cups as what I've made up. If I don't, I just won't fill the cups all the way. It's no big deal. If I have more than what I think I do, then I'll just butter up some more cups. There are 24 of these and 6 assorted colors that do come in the little box that you get. So you actually get 2 boxes and they're split 12 and 12. But anyway, so now we just wait. Okay, so the candy thermometer now says 175 degrees. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to scrape off the extra maple syrup. Okay, set these aside. And this is what it currently looks like, it's just runny. I'm going to take my silicone whisk and I'm going to set my timer up here for 4 minutes and we're going to see. Okay, and I'm just going to take this and just whip it. Okay, you want to be a little vigorous with this because what you're doing is incorporating air. Okay. And as you can see, as I'm incorporating the air, it is, well, maybe you can't see, it is getting bubblier and thicker. Looks like there's lots and lots of little bubbles inside of this at this point. I wish you guys could see that. And I'm just going to keep on whisking. Your arm is going to get tired, especially if you're not used to this, so just expect that. And it's going to get harder and harder to whip as this thickens and turns into a fluffy maple candy. So again, expect that as well. Okay. I don't know. Again, I think you can see the volume is increasing. Okay, you want this thick and creamy is what we're going for. I've only been mixing for about a minute, so I have about 3 more minutes left. And I can tell you this is getting really difficult to stir and incorporate the air into. So if you have somebody at home that can help you and you can switch on and off, you might want to do that. Or if you have one of the electric ones, but truthfully, as sticky as this is, I wouldn't use anything but a silicone item to mix this with, because otherwise you might have a very hard time cleaning it. Cleaning maple sap requires a lot of hot water, a lot of soap, and a lot of scrubbing. Okay, and can you see how that is getting so much thicker? It's changing color, it's lightening up, which is what you want. Okay, and I have about 2 minutes left, so I'm about halfway through the process at this point. And we're going to turn off the camera. I'm going to continue this process for another 2 minutes and then we'll be back. Okay, so with about 30 seconds left, I had to stop because my candy was getting really hard, as you can see. So I'm going to, not going to be able to pour this. I'm going to put my gloves on and I am going to press this into the molds. So I had thought that I needed to stop at about 3 minutes and I just didn't. I kept on going because that was what it said. This is going to be kind of hot and it's kind of like fudge. So I'm going to roll it into a little ball. Don't do this with your bare hands because you will end up burning yourself. Okay, and I'm going to press it down in like that, and I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to turn off the video while I do this so I can work a little faster, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have all the candy in the molds. It made exactly 10. And I want to show you. Do you see how fast that hardened? I mean, it was just 1 minute it was liquid, and the next minute you could tell it was ready to go. I have done 10 of these little molds in different colors. And this candy is already hardened. These molds are already cooled. So we're going to just flip these upside down and shake these candies out. Like I said, I was working so fast. This is what the little candies look like. So next time I will stop a little bit earlier. Oh, and this is what the molds look like. I will stop a little bit earlier so I have a little bit more of time-wise to get these into the molds and get them to be a little more liquidy so they fill the molds a little bit better. So thanks for watching. Again, these are the Miren reusable non-stick mini silicone baking cups. They're great for truffles. 24 pack, 6 colors, available on Amazon.com. Have a great night.